everybody, and welcome back to Wolf Quest 3. It's Mama Wolf here, and I have got our special little pup reveal video for Amicalola's puppies. I'm so excited. I finally got all of them grown, and now we get to see what they look like as adults. And to start off, we have Snowfall, which is Cloudy Skies 2F. And boy, does she look beautiful. I did not know. I was like so lost on what her coat would be because I had never seen a pup with that coat before. And sure enough, she grew up to look just like her dad. Oh, it's so cute. She looks just like DeSoto. But from what I could get on her as a puppy growing up, I could tell she liked to explore and venture off on her own. Kind of like she had a little bit of loner in her, but not like too much. And she always laid around by herself chewing on bones, sometimes a stick or two. And then I noticed a lot when she would play with her siblings, she was very submissive towards them while playing. But when Amicalola would put food down, I noticed she did seem to get a bit of food aggression. She would raise her tail up, like straight up, showing her confident side because she didn't want to share her food. But I also noticed she liked to sleep with her food too. The last two videos, I think, I took a bunny back for them to nibble on, and she like curled up and slept with the bunny. It was so cute. So she has a very big appetite is what I would think. She's food aggressive, she likes to sleep with her food, and that's just kind of what I'm getting off of her for the most part. I did notice that she was extremely close with her sister Necraeus. It was oftentimes hard to tell them apart sometimes because their coats looked a little similar. But that was the main things I noticed about her, and I think she is a pretty sweet and chill pup. And I know she definitely turned out absolutely beautiful. Oh, and she's sliding down the hill. Whoops. Well, she could be a bit clumsy because, you know, she's new to being an adult. But I think all the pups are pretty much playful and, you know, adventurous a bit. But I think Snowfall was more adventurous than any of the other pups. Well, I don't know, maybe not against Twilight, but that was our beautiful little girl, Snowfall, who looks just like her dad. And next, we have Twilight, and I called it. I said the minute I saw her, I guarantee she's going to look just like her mama, and here she is. We've got our gorgeous little Twilight, who I don't know how on earth ended up with a collar, a radio collar around her neck. That's pretty interesting. Don't know how that happened. I can only imagine some of the possibilities with our bold, sassy little Twilight. But the main thing I picked up on her was how bold and funny she was. She absolutely loved climbing onto rocks, holding her tail straight up, and howling while on the rocks. I don't know, I guess that's her favorite thing to do, is just sit on top of rocks and howl. Because she did it like twice within so many videos of each other. Like, it was real close together. Yeah. We love our sassy little girl. I noticed she was very vocal, and she liked to flaunt. Anytime she would get a bone or a stick, she'd stick her tail up and kind of prance around like, oh, look what I've got. So she's very, she loved to flaunt her toys, or her little trophies, I guess is what you would call them. And I also noticed not only was she bold but she did not like to obey and go in the den, especially when we had the eagle attack, and Amicalola was wolfing for her to get in the den, and Twilight did not want to go in the den. But, you know, she's bold, she's sassy, she's pretty, look at her. Why would she fear a lousy little eagle? And I noticed out of all the pups, she was probably the closest with her little baby bro, Benton. Necraeus and Twilight, Snowfall stuck together a lot. They were the closest, but no, they hardly paid Bitten any attention. But I noticed Twilight was pretty close with him, which is good, so she's kind of like the I'll look out for my little brother big sis, because she was the biggest puppy. Twilight was. She was the chonker puppy is what I call him. But that was our baby girl, Twilight. She looks just like her mama. She's so pretty. And next we have Necraeus, our sweet little girl, who was Cloudy Skies 4F. Now, I noticed a few things about her. I noticed she was vocal and liked barking, and like she'd always come up to her mother or her dad and just bark at them. She loved to chase crickets and pounce on sticks, and of course she absolutely loved to ignore her brother whenever her brother was trying to get her attention. But she liked toys, especially the hat. I remember bringing the hat home and she just chewed on it like crazy. She loved it. And I could tell she was definitely a mama's girl, because the one time she decided, instead of sleeping with her siblings, she decided she'd walk all the way over to her mama and cuddle up with her mama and sleep, so definitely a mama's girl. But one thing I really noticed about her, which is kind of funny, she has a bitten ear. I said kind of in the beginning I thought she was partially deaf, because she was laying down a little ways away from the den when we were having a predator attack, and Amicalola kept barking to get in the den because of danger, and she just kept laying there. It wasn't like she was ignoring it, it was almost like she couldn't hear it. And it's kind of funny how one of her ears is bent down. It makes me wonder if that is possibly what is wrong, is she is a little deaf. I would say she's partially, because once Amicalola got close enough and barked, she immediately stood up and went in the den. But it seemed like the further Amicalola was away from her barking, it's almost like she couldn't hear it. And she just kept laying there, not realizing there was the eagle attacking, because I'm pretty sure it was the eagle. But that's kind of the main things I noticed about her. However, that would make for an interesting story, is how she could be partially deaf and may rely on her mate to help her out, or not, I don't know, not being able to hear prey or something, but you never know. That was the main things I noticed about our little Necraeus. Okay, everyone, I guess it's time to tell you all something. Now, this is our baby boy Bitten, the last pup. And as I watched and read comments on my videos of Amicalola, I noticed Benton seemed to be a liked pup. A lot of people liked him, even with him being the only male. And kind of like with Bellatrix, I had already planned with her since she was the only female. Well, Amicalola's pup, the gender doesn't matter. So I kind of had picked out Benton to be the next heir. So I found him a mate, and I started recording with him. I even made the fan art, which would be the cover right here that is on your screen. That was going to be the cover which I did at the end of my videos for Amicalola and Ruby. and I had the whole story plot line lined up, how he loves water, and how one of his challenges was not only to be on challenging, but to do with beavers, and I was already getting everything planned and lined up, including a couple clips of video of him, his mate, and I did end up having a litter with him. And it was going okay. I was excited because I was going to surprise everyone with this. But kind of like the weather in this video, it turned tragic very fast. I will show you some pictures and clips from those videos. But I found him a beautiful, sweet, loving mate, which is this black wolf. Her name was Angel. And they ended up having 4 beautiful puppies, which uniquely was 3 girls and 1 boy, just like Amicalola's litter. And I absolutely fell in love with these pups. Now, he only had 4, but they were super sweet, they were adorable, they were pretty colored, and it was going absolutely great. And I was playing on challenging mode. I had him a territory that was carved out away from what would be Bellatrix's territory, which is down on the lower part of the map, towards the Junction Butte territory. And it was all going great until Benton's little boy, which is the dark black pup that he's wagging his tail at, he got sick. And on challenging mode, of course your puppies can die. So I spent every waking second that I could with, his name was Fritz, and I had just named them and slept twice from their first appearance out of the den, and poor little Fritz got sick, so I was spending every waking second I could with him. I wasn't marking, I wasn't hunting, I was just laying there with him until the sleep meter went down to 0. Well, he kept losing health so fast, and the thing is, he wasn't even the runt either. This little light gray pup, which was one of the girls, ended up being brown. Sorry, I said gray. One of the brown pups ended up being the runt, so it wasn't even him. But his health was dwindling so fast. The pups were starving. He was like on the verge of death. So I know I needed to get food, but I knew if I left him, he would die. So I decided to take him with me all the way across the territory to spend time with him and to get food for the other pups, including him. I was hoping that this would help him out, like kind of give him that boost he needed this time with his father. Meanwhile, I could get food for the other pups. So I had Angel stay at the den while I took little Fritz to go get food. But it turned out not the best, because I had to cross Slough Creek with him, and he kept wanting to swim back to the den, which is normal for the pups. But I finally was able to cross it. I got to the carcass, and you can see little Fritz in the background. He's like walking home. He's like, okay, I'm gonna head home, right? Bless his poor little heart, he's on 3% health right now. 3%. And I tried to feed him. It wouldn't let me, he wouldn't eat. So I just grabbed some more food and was trying to carry him back. And I figured he wouldn't make it just because he was so low on his health. And by the time we got to the creek where I would have to cross it again, the inevitable happened, and poor little Fritz did not make it. And I even drew some art to kind of remember him, which you see on the screen here. And then even worse stuff happened to the other pups, which ended up another one of his sisters ended up dying from sickness, and then a severely horrific glitch happened, which ended up killing the other 2 pups, so Benton lost all 4 of his puppies. And I was devastated. I did not get the glitch on camera. You know what happened? Because I was freaking out and trying to get to the puppies. I was trying to save the puppies, but the weirdest glitch ever happened. It was like a bug glitch, and now I was not able to report it. I was too upset that all 4 of them had died. Fritz and his sister Laurel, they both died from sickness, but the other 2 were killed due to a very bad glitch, and like I said, I did not get any of it on camera because I was freaking out. But he lost all 4 pups, and that was just sad and very depressing. So that is where I need your guys' help. I did not want to post that on my channel, which is why I didn't. So I was going to ask you guys, would you like to see Benton try again? I can keep him he's currently right now at 3 years old, but his mate is now 5, so she will only have small litters and sickly pups. So I did find him another mate that is much younger, much healthier. And do you guys want to see me play as Snowfall, Necraeus, Twilight, or Bitten? And if I play as Benton, I would keep him the same age, but I will just have the pups with a different mate. Or do you want me to go ahead and play as one of the other girls? Now, all of these pups do have mates already. I have found each one of them a mate. That way I'm prepared. I have not had litters with any of them, other than the tragedy that happened with Benton. So, every single one of them have a mate. I've got that ready at least. I just don't know which wolf to play as. So I was going to ask you guys for your opinion, and make sure to comment below in this video which wolf you think I should play as. Whoever's name pops up more, whether it's Benton, Snowfall, Necraeus, or Twilight, if I see one of their names pop up multiple times, then I will go with that wolf most likely. But if you want to see me play as Benton, I can still use that cover art, and you will see him with his new mate. Sorry if this seemed like a sad video. It was very tragic for me. So, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know who you want to see me play as, and let me know maybe some challenges, because I had a challenge with Benton which just involved beavers. I don't have a challenge for any of the other wolves, so I will need like a little bit of time to think of one, which I will have the time because Bellatrix's episode will be next anyways. So that'll give me kind of extra time to come up with a few things. But they will all, no matter which pup I play as, it will be on challenging or higher. But other than that, I will have to come up with kind of like a little challenge for them. They automatically will have to either stay away from Bellatrix's territory, or I have an idea where they can kind of hide in her territory, but that would be kind of a little more difficult. But it could present a good challenge. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment below which pup you want to see me play as. I will play as the most chosen pup by you guys. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I will I'll see you guys in the next video.